Hey y'all, my name is Angelica Renaud of the MathMagician Bookkeeping, and today I'm in a little bit of a different spot. I am actually in my tiny home school bus, but today I'm going to show you what it's like to be in the day of the life of a bookkeeper. So let's go ahead and jump into the video. Okay, so while I'm working from home, which is majority of probably what y'all are going to be doing, it can be, I'm just kind of dressed up in my whatever I want to wear type stuff. I kind of dressed up a little bit for the video, but here is my kitty cat. She'll come in sometimes and she'll be loving, and then I have this little brat down here at the end of the couch all sprawled out. My dog's laying on the floor. So these are just things, that, whenever the camera's off, that that's just real life, and that's things that you're gonna have to deal with. I don't have my makeup on, I look kind of homely, but whenever I'm just working, I don't need to be dressed up for anybody, and it's all about getting the actual work done that matters. If I have a meeting or something, I will take more of an effort to look better than I do right now. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much kind of what happens when you work from home. but I wanted to show you some of the items that I'm doing today. So basically I have a few things that I need to do today. I've already taken care of some sales tax stuff that I had to do for a client, but right now what I'm actually doing is I'm going through and organizing and categorizing some transactions for the bank. So this is actually what it looks like inside one of my clients' things. Basically, I had to get all their stuff updated from 2021, and that was a process. And so now I'm getting 2022 taken care of for them. And along with that comes categorizing their stuff and also reconciling. So I have their bank statement over here, and I'll go through just a few things to kind of show you guys that process. I'm basically going to go through and categorize these to the best of my knowledge, and everything else that I don't know, I'm going to put in uncategorized expense and let my actual client be able to observe it and let me know what those certain items belong to. So for some of these, I know what they are. So this right here is utilities. It's actually electric. And I know this because it's for Mid-Tennessee Electric. And since and I'm going to put what it is. If it's not in here, then I'm going to basically put that in as the actual vendor. That way next time, if we're trying to find out who the vendor is or what it belongs to, or I forget what it's for, then I'll be able to just type in Middle Tennessee and it'll pop this up and kind of give me an idea of what it is. Okay, so there's also this Foremost Insurance. This is actually a roll that goes to insurance, so I know that that one is fine, and I'm also familiar with their stuff. This is for one of their vehicles, and usually this actually needs to go into an asset category for one of the vehicles, but for now the client just wants me categorizing it as vehicles, so that's what I'm doing, is putting that as vehicles for now. And then this here, this Santu Consultant, basically I can see a little bit more here. I know that this is some type of, it's actually a engineering company. And so that's more like consultancy, so just like professional services. It looks like that has been done twice. And whenever we go back to reconcile, I'll make sure that those two payments were actually meant to be that way. And basically it's asking me now, I noticed that you put this in as professional services. Is it always professional services? If you wanted to say yes, then you can create a role, but for now I'm just going to ignore that. The restoration hardware, this is actually going to be supplies and materials. And it's a cost of goods sold item because they're using it basically to flip a house for profit. Then I also have it listed here. Then we have this account analysis charge. That is going to be a bank fee. And I already know that it's going to say bank fee / charges right there. Then I have this utility for Brentwood. Let's see which utility this is going to be. Okay, so that is for electricity. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I have a wire transfer outgoing here. I'm not quite sure what this goes to, but we'll find out here in a little bit. There's also these debits and these transfers that I'm going to have to look into and figure out exactly where the money is coming and going out of. But Comcast, that's going to be utilities. It's going to be like internet or a phone. So if you have one in here for internet, yep, internet and TV services, we'll do it like that. This is going to a Chase credit card that they actually don't have on file. So I'm going to have to get with my client and figure out what exactly is going on. Either I have to get access to that credit card and then add it here in QuickBooks, or she is paying this and it's actually for a personal credit card, which is kind of a no-no, so I'll double check with her. This crate and barrel here, I believe, is for like staging supplies. So I'm going to basically create something for staging supplies. So I'm going to go in here, staging supplies. I'm going to add that, and that's an expense. this as supplies and materials, staging supplies. So this can actually go under supplies and materials, or just supplies right here. And then that way, next time if we want to put staging supplies, it'll come up underneath that supplies category as staging supplies. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to reconcile. So we can see that the last date that this was reconciled was for January 31st of this year. The amount was negative $28,117.10. So now I'm going to look at the statement for February, and then I'm going to make sure that this was the correct beginning balance, which would be the ending balance. And then I'm also going to put in the new ending balance for February. Okay, so you can see the statement for February. I have the negative $28,117.10, and then the ending balance is $78,593.54. So I'm going to go over here, put $78,593.54, and the ending date is going to be February 28th, 2022. Let me move myself out of the way, press start. So now this grabbed all of the transactions for that specific month for February for that actual account, which is listed up here. And we can see that this ending balance and the cleared balance match, which makes the difference 0, which is what we want it to be. And basically it's just saying that those accounts match what the bank statement is. So all of this is like this, and technically if you wanted to, you could go through the actual statement and make sure that all of the credits and debits line up. Basically, I know the credits are $106,016. So if I look right here, actually, hold on. There's also these deposits right here. So this would technically be like $186,000 with these two things combined here for these deposits. So yeah, $186,072, and then for the actual payments, $87,361, which is going to be this debits, the withdrawals, and the card activity. All of that combined is going to make the amount here for this $87,000. So basically everything is good. We are good to go ahead and finish and reconcile that. So here's just another example of certain things that I do. So this is going through my email. Basically, I actually had a correspondence before this happened. There's a company that they do their sales tax through TNTAP, which is the Tennessee Department of Revenue for the sales tax reporting. And they had gotten something from December of 2021 that was an issue, basically saying that it had never gotten filed for their business tax. And so basically I went through and I filed their business tax. So I will send in this confirmation letter that I got that actually said that it was filed and processed. And then basically they want me to look on the website of TNTAP, which I have access to, and see if that is something on there. So I'll kind of walk you through what I'm doing there as well. Okay, so I'm in the TNTAP account basically for this actual client. And what I'm going to do is kind of go through here and see if I can find out anything for their business tax and see if any of the business tax was filed. Because if I actually look here at view file returns, it'll show me where that December 2021 return wasn't filed. So basically here's where it said that December 2021 had been received March 11th, but basically there was nothing ever done. So on the 28th, I came through here and pretty much put in what their gross sales was. And then towards the end, I was basically able to show, you know, what the collection amount was, which was this $42 here. And basically I'm going to send them this as a confirmation and kind of see and dig a little deeper and see if there's any business tax. Yeah, besides that, there's several things that I tend to do throughout the day, whether that be reconciling, categorizing, doing stuff with sales tax, entering invoices. So yeah, if y'all want to see more of a deep dive, then, you know, I will definitely be more than happy to show you. But that's pretty much what I do on my computer on a daily basis.